something screwy around here.
It's the Hot Talk Morning Show with Dave Priest and Liz Calloway.
It's a ridiculous waste of time.
99.5 FM and worldwide at WRNN.net.
See, I associate this with animals because I grew up in St. Louis, and this was the theme song from the St. Louis Zoo show that I used to watch all the time, the Baby Elephant Walk from Henry Mancini. So we're talking about baby elephants, all sorts of animals, along with Dr. Robert Johnson from the Myrtle Beach Safari. Rob, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Good morning, everyone.
Well, actually, you're in the process right now of trying to make some, I guess, proactive moves in one of your classes that you teach at Coastal Carolina University.
That's right.
Tell us about that project.
I teach an apex predators course, which, as the name implies, we go over the natural history and even some of the human culture surrounding big cats and bears and sharks and all of that kind of thing. And, it's very common in a university environment to talk about things theoretically. We talk about conservation. These are the conservation issues. And this year I just said, you know what? What if we actively take part in doing a conservation project? That for most of these students, it's their first chance to be able to do something that's going to make a difference in the real world. So again, we do that project in Sumatra. I was talking with Dave earlier. One of the biggest problems we're having with wildlife, orangutans, tigers in Indonesia is palm oil. Okay, palm oil is unfortunately it's in everything. It's in Nutella. It's in ice cream. It's in shampoos and soaps and you name it. It's in tons and tons of products. The problem is that they are the people in Indonesia are taking wild territories, they're cutting down old growth forests where all of these very highly endangered animals live, and they're planting palm oil trees, which are a West African. They're actually an invasive species. They're planting these trees to produce palm oil, and you can look at it and it's beautiful. It's green. It's this giant forest, but nothing lives in it, right? It can't sustain any kind of biodiversity at all. So we're working with some of the farmers in the Leasur system. These are people that have owned farms along this river for, up to 100 years. So they've kind of been grandfathered in before the national forest was created. So they have these little patches of land that forever they've been able to get along with the environment because they've planted local fruits and nuts. But as soon as palm oils come in, they've chopped down all the native vegetation and put in the palm oil trees. So we're actually going and trying to purchase land from these little small-time farmers and that are covered with palm oil trees, cut those trees down and replant with native vegetation, and all of that land goes into a trust. So this is one of the projects that we're doing with the Rare Species Fund and with Coastal Carolina University, our Apex Predators class, is that we're trying to, kind of spread the message, help teach people about this, and of course, generate money to help purchase some land. So it's
how much does the land cost?
It's $15,000 or $1,500 per hectare, which equates to about $600 an acre. Which if you think in the long term, $600 for a full acre of land that is permanently going to be converted back into wild territory, I think that's
doable.
I think that's a very effective way of doing some long-term conservation.
Any amount on the GoFundMe page, right?
$5, will go a long way. If everybody just donates even $1, if people do that, cumulatively, it will help us reach our goal, which is at least 2.5 acres. Obviously, we'd like to do as much as we possibly can. So we do have a GoFundMe campaign going on right now. So if you go to GoFundMe.com, you type into the search bar tigers and orangutans, it's the first thing that pops up. We've also created a little commemorative lapel pin, a little gold and enamel lapel pin for anyone who donates more than $20. One of the students in the class is going to handwrite you a note and package it up, and we'll send it to you.
Does it bother you? Does it bother you when people say orangutan?
You know what?